This is going to be one heck of a process, man. One heck of a process, but I am looking forward to it. Oh, all right. Make sure everything's straight before we get started. Whoop, that's it. It say we live, but it's still not popping up on my screen. Okay, there we go. Make sure audio is good. It's still not popping up on my screen. Okay, there we go. All right. We are all good. What's going on? What up? What up? What up? What's up, everybody? So, this is going to be a little bit different from what you guys are used to. Turn all these doggone phones down. All right. It's going to be a little bit different from what you guys are used to. So, as you guys know, we do reviews and reactions on this channel. So, I'm going to be reacting to a lot of Kevin Samuels videos. We're going to be starting from the ground up. So, we're going to be starting from one of his, I believe this is actually his very first live video. All right. Very first live video. We're going to go ahead and pull this thing up on the screen real quick, and I'm gonna walk you guys through the reason why, I'm actually doing this. So, I honestly, oh, we're already up there. Yeah, I honestly I wanted to work on my own personal, like my image or whatever. And if you would have asked me, when it comes to like YouTube creators, who would you love to meet in person, just pick their brain about a lot of different things? And honestly, it would have been Kevin Samuels. This was one of the very first people, one of the first brothers that I've seen that was unapologetically himself. He dressed nice, I mean, like to a T. And I honestly want to see like what was the transition, like the transformation, like over time to get him to where he was, before unfortunately, he left or whatever. And as you guys can see, like when he first started, it was kind of like the shirts didn't quite fit or whatever, which is I think is a beautiful thing, right? Because looking at myself, I mean, I am like a complete jock, right? I'll leave out the house, got on some basketball shorts, a hoodie, and we just gonna thug it out for the rest of the day, man. Like, but I noticed something, right? I noticed something. Like I listened to some of Kevin Samuel's videos and him always talk about appearance, 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 your image. And I remember it was my dad's wedding. And for the first time, I had bought a suit and I got the suit tailored. Now, this wasn't like a, $700, $800 suit or anything. It was like maybe, I want to say maybe altogether, it was probably like maybe a hundred and something dollar suit. But I felt like it was nice. I got some shoes, I got the watch, the match. I mean, like everything. I took my time picking out this thing or whatever. Anyway, long story short, like when I put that suit on and I walked around, and it was insane how people treat you when you are dressed a certain type of way. Like I had women, beautiful women, opening the door for me. I'm just like, I'm good. I appreciate it, but my manners will not allow me. Thank you though. Thank you. I appreciate it. When I tell you, I mean everybody like, yo, you sharp. Like you look nice. I'm just like, wow, man, this is completely different to what I'm used to. The first question that people normally ask me, you play sports? You play what you play? What position do you play or whatever? But it was a complete different feeling, man. And people just treat you completely different. And I actually love I love how it felt, like how the clothes and stuff felt on my body, man. It was just different. And we're getting a little bit older now. All right, we're grown. That was, I guess, okay when I was in middle school and high school and even in college or whatever. But now we're older. And so I am honestly focusing more on my image. And there are a few different things that Kevin Samuels used to always talk about. And I hold that thing near and dear because these are ways to improve. And one thing about me is I am always constantly looking to improve in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And so he talked about the A, B, C, D, the alphabet, right? He started off with A being your appearance, all right? B being your behavior. Growing up, man, I was horrible. I mean, terrible. Good grief. Used to always get in trouble, fighting, all this other crazy stuff or whatever. And C is for communication. I have never been great at communicating, talking. Never been comfortable with that. And you know, I'm gonna say like maybe a year, anywhere from a year to like 2 years, I'm just now finally kind of like coming out of my shell, opening up and having these conversations with different people. And when I tell you this thing is completely new to me, but I honestly feel a lot better. I feel a lot better that I don't have to hold a lot of things in. Like being able to communicate effectively has honestly helped my life in a lot of different ways. Like my ability to leverage a lot of things that I probably couldn't have like 5, 10 years ago because of communication. It is freaking insane. Anyway, and the last thing, last but not least, is the digital footprint. All right, so I want to ultimately get to the point where I can basically become something like an image consultant. Like I want to help other people with their image. So I actually did, a little bit of personal training and stuff like this, like what, might have been more than 4 years ago. It might have been like 6 years ago. I worked in a gym for almost a decade or whatever. Worked in fitness and also worked in the aquatics area. And like just seeing people like reach their goals and seeing at different people look at themselves in the mirror and reach goals that they never thought was freaking possible, man. And being able to incorporate everything that I learned when I was at the gym and all of that experience that I got from helping and training different people, like I'll be able to actually put that into what I am trying to do now, which again is to get to the point where I can actually be somewhat of like an image consultant or whatever. But you guys see me. This is day one. This is day one. I was going to put on a shirt, but I was like, you know what? No, I want to show everybody exactly where I am with this thing. All right. This is day one. This is where we're starting. This right here is going to be my teacher. All right. This is going to be my mentor. All of Kevin Samuel's videos. Yes, that means the cologne, the live streams, the little videos that he put out here and there, and also the interviews and stuff that he did as well. Also been looking at some Alpha M, which is one of the reasons why Kevin Samuels actually got a lot of information behind becoming an image consultant was because of Alpha M. So I've been looking at his channel and a few channels like that, man, and also Jeff, the Style OG, man. I actually seen his page first, which is crazy. I seen his page before I seen Kevin Samuels' page, but we're gonna be going through that, man. And I want you guys. I'm going to watch Kevin Samuels transformation over the years, over the live streams and over the videos. I believe he has like 838 videos on his YouTube channel right now. But I'm going to be going through all of those. I'm going to be going through all of those and also a few different channels like here and there to help me get a better understanding for clothing, shoes, frames, fragrance, footwear, I honestly want to just dive into this thing and just work day and night until we conquer this thing. All right. So again, this is the very first video, man. It is May 24th, 2023, 4 p.m., 4:02 p.m. to be exact, man. And we're gonna dive in this thing, and you guys are gonna be able to see and watch this thing in real time as your boy transformed from a young man to a grown man. All right. A lot of these life lessons and things that he's going to be teaching along the way are things that we should have learned growing up, but a lot of us didn't. Some of us didn't have that father figure in our life that we needed, which is why a lot of the information that we got was not good information. All right. And so I'm okay with starting from the bottom. I'm okay from taking 2 or 3 steps back from the starting line because I know when it comes to my work ethic and everything that falls up under that umbrella, I already know. Listen, there is nothing that I have came in contact with that I have not conquered. So again, day one, baby. Day one, let's get it in. All right, Kev. Talk to us, brother. Talk to us. Give us some insight.
Notification squad. What is going on? Friday night.
Sounds good.
It's been a good week. It's been a good week and more good stuff coming up. Make sure when you come in the chat, come onto the stream, you go ahead and hit that like button.
It's so crazy to look at him and see where he is right now, man, compared to that. This is blowing my mind.
Tonight, guys, we got a good one. What up, Style is Life? Tonight, guys, we got a good stream tonight. If you read my impromptu live stream, I like to do these impromptu lives. I do. I gotta admit, I really do. I like doing impromptu lives because, you get the cats who really are down for the channel, get to come in and see what's going on. Especially streams like this. Streams like this where I get to be myself and you get to learn more about me.
And that's another reason why I'm doing this as well, man. We're trying to get comfortable with being on live. I did a lot of vlogs and stuff. It's extremely easy to edit out those like nervous moments and stuff. But when you're live, no, ain't no redo. There aren't any redos.
So
yeah.
This stream is going to be a lot different. So if you read the title, it says, How to Get the Woman You Want. Join the CIA.
Confident, intelligent.
CIA. What does CIA mean? CIA is a term, this little acronym I use.
He used.
Confident, intelligent, arrogant.
Whoa.
Or you can just say cocky, infuriating asshole.
Okay, so this is this is different.
So let me just throw out some disclaimers and stuff while we start getting people into the channel. Understand something clear. I am not MGTOW. I'm just a man. However, I have taken the red pill. But that being said,
hopefully you guys are familiar with the red pill, the manosphere, and all of that.
I love women. I love women. I love beautiful women. Yeah. We're going to talk about women tonight. We're going to talk about my experiences with women, what experiences that I know have made me successful with women, and some of the misconceptions I had about women that got me twisted up. And when I got rid of them, I start just, I'm not going to edit that much. I'm not going to cuss a lot, but I start getting laid like left and right. So let's start off with the stuff that I was taught as a young boy. I was raised in a single parent household.
There we go. I know a lot of guys are going to be able to relate to this, man. A lot of people are going to be able to relate to this. I think this is really, really important for a lot of young men to listen. Listen carefully.
My mom had 2 sisters. They didn't have any kids, so I had 3 women around me all the time. My grandfather, he was a truck driver, so he was around sometime near my uncle. He was the man in my life. So my grandfather was a deacon in the church. My uncle was a Mac. A Mac is a dude that has lots of
Those
women, but he's not a pimp.
right, those are two different people. And I noticed a deacon, those are the guys that believe in happy wife, happy life. But what he's saying, the Mac's like, listen, this
Don't got any women on the stroll. Both got game. My father was a straight up player. Papa was a Rolling Stone. 13 of us in I think.
And I believe it's like 15 of us. I think. I'm not sure. It's like 15 of us on my dad's side.
So I used him as the blueprint of everything not to be in a dude. My mom never talked bad about him. But needless to say, I didn't have the best opinion of the dude. Handsome dude. Me and my father are probably look more alike than any of his other kids. That's probably one of the reasons we have such issues we have. We're probably so much alike. So anyway, that being said, I was raised by a bunch of women. I was raised, Baptist. So I was pretty much raised to be a simp. I was raised to be a simp.
I told you, man. Hey, I don't have anything negative to say about the church, or anybody's beliefs. But I will say this. I can see what he's saying when he said that, when you were kind of raised to be like a simp. I wouldn't necessarily blame that on the Baptist church, though. I just think that's just how things pretty much went after a certain time.
I was a cute little boy. I was a spoiled kid. Even though we was broke, I was spoiled for broke.
Similar, I would say.
Yeah. So as I started to grow up,
but I wouldn't say that I was spoiled. I would say it's similar because I still felt like I should have got my butt whooped a lot more than what I did. Let me would have been no.
The only time I interacted with boys was in high school. At school, and that was only during class time. I had my cousins and stuff around. So this is not probably unlike a lot of you guys. And
well, no, I actually played sports, but that was the only time I honestly interacted with guys like that, man. Sports, if you wasn't a part of my family or whatever, I ain't really.
Answer some questions later. But if you really want to get your questions answered, throw them up on Super Chat. All right. So when you grow up with all those women around you, you get raised with feminine ideals.
Absolutely.
And this is the time in the 70s when you're hearing all this, I am woman, hear me roar, and I am strong, I will survive, and all this other kind of stuff. In the 70s, women taught their sons, be nice to women,
Yep.
Respectful,
Never.
All that other kind of stuff. And then they turn around and taught their daughters,
women always
go out and, get your education, get your degree, take care of yourself, don't rely on no men. So you end up with a whole generation of, soft men and hard women.
Yep.
So I get around, my first crush, that's another story for another time. But the first time I really liked the chick, I'm gonna just call her Car. I like this chick. And like most simps, when I liked the chick, I did the simp stuff. I immediately start paying a lot of attention to her, telling her all the stuff I like, fawning after, running behind her, young boy stuff. I was in like the 6th, 7th grade. Long and short of it, every chick that I ever liked, I automatically start simping for. Now, here's the thing. I have girls that liked me, but, I could, man up for them because I wasn't interested. But as soon as my feelings started getting involved, it was almost like I became a woman. So let me fast forward. What happened with Car? Car ended up, she was my girlfriend, checked the box, and you'd be like, yes and no. We're like in 8th grade by this time. And like most simps, she got tired of me like that. So she broke up, broke my little heart, shattered me, destroyed me. No men around, didn't know what to do. No one really talked to. Somebody talked about this stuff in the 80s. So luckily, testosterone kicked in. And then this chick I was calling left and right. This is back when you call people and you get a busy signal. You know, the stuff we used to have to do on the phone, you get the busy signal call back. There was no caller ID. You know, man, it was crazy. So anyway, after my testosterone kicked in, I got pissed off at this chick. And I was like, I got to a point where I got over her. Well, I ran into her the next year in 10th grade. 10th grade. Ran into her in 10th grade. She remembered the simp version of me.
Mhm.
I grew 9 inches over the summer. So I went from being 5 feet tall, roughly in 8th grade, to 5'9" in 3 months. 9 inches over the summer. Incredible. So all of a sudden I'm Big Willie.
That is so crazy, man. Something like similar. I want to say in 8th grade, I was like maybe like 5'3", 5'4", it seemed like, and then I want to say it seemed like I shot up to like 5'9" in the 9th grade, somewhere along there, 5'8", 5'9"ish.
So all of a sudden, these chicks that chick that I used to like, who I simped out for, all of a sudden she was throwing herself at me. But I didn't care no more.
Nope.
So she called me and I wouldn't answer the phone, or I'd talk to her and I'd just blow her off. I learned something right here. This is almost like a laboratory experiment because I'm a strategic minded person, technical minded person. I start putting this stuff through scientific process. If nice got me bad behavior, bad seemed to get me good behavior. So I started being more bad. Here's what I learned. The worse I treated women, the more they liked me. Now let me make the caveat. It was called worse. What it really was is I was treating women like a man treats a woman.
So I would say this. I encountered something similar, but it was more in the lines of, I want to say I didn't really realize until I got to like college, right? College, my high school sweetheart and I ended up breaking up or whatever. And I started noticing, you know what I mean, me kind of like just blowing chicks off. I mean, even when I was in high school, I used to blow this one young lady off in particular because I had a girlfriend. But she seemed like she was obsessed over me. Like I kept telling, like, no, no, get out my face. You know, she would speak, I wouldn't speak back. That's just how I operate when I'm in a relationship. Anyway, so I started noticing that, you know what I mean? Like chicks who used to comment, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook or whatever, and I would blow them off. And I started getting like inbox messages or whatever. Oh my God, you're so mean. It's like, you inboxed me to tell me that, man? Like, what's going on? But started to pick up a lot more attention like over time because of, you know, the way that I used to talk or behave or whatever, man. I'm just like, this is freaking insane, man. Like I literally, not proud of it, but I literally had like 4 or 5 young women that came up to my job on Valentine's Day to bring me something for Valentine's 1 year. And I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all, man? You know, I'm not gonna give away all my stuff.
That's what I was doing.
That was crazy.
I wasn't being a simp. I was standing up. I was saying what I wanted, was not making any qualifying statements, you know, not beating around the bush. If it was my way or the highway, you lucky to be around me. This is what I want out of the world. Next thing you know, she became everything I ever wanted her to be in a girlfriend after I started being a jerk to her, a cocky, intelligent, and arrogant. That's what I was told. It was cocky, intelligent, arrogant. So
I had a little bit more balance though. It wasn't like, I don't know. I think I had maybe a little bit more balance.
got these battling things going on inside me. So here's what ends up happening. You know, we go on a band trip. I smash. I still don't want to deal with her.
She's a bust.
I mean, I smash her, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, I put this chick up on the pedestal, right? And she didn't want to have nothing to do with me. When I start treating her bad, like I was told was bad, put a caveat there. All of a sudden, she wanted to get with me. I smashed it. And then, but here's what happened. After I smashed, guess what? She smashed the dude I was rooming with.
Bust down.
So I saw right there, full force, female nature. I'm like, I put you up on a pedestal, treated you like a queen and a goddess or whatever, whatever. Here's how you treated me. I treat you like a, you know, badly.
Flock Freight's patented technology finds and fills the empty spaces on trucks to combine your.
Is that, I don't know, is that female nature? I don't know, man. I'm not gonna speak on, but I'm just saying this. We gotta be careful because I heard them band chicks were some freaks. So
You
You gotta
falling
be-
all over me, telling me everything I want, let me smash. Then you let this dude smash. Right then I learned women, what I was taught was wrong. What I was taught was wrong. Women do not want nice guys. What we've been taught is nice. Women want strong, secure, assertive men who know what they want.
Right.
We have been told all our lives that this stuff is bad, and it's not. And you see even our young boys in school on Ritalin and all these other kind of drugs to really tamp down male behavior. I'm not going to go too far off into that, but I would just say this. I recorded a video today that I'm still wondering if I need to put it out on YouTube because talking about men stuff can get you in a lot of trouble, but we ain't worried about that now. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to the guys who want to learn how to get the women you want. First thing you need to do
Here we go.
is understand everything you've ever been taught is wrong.
There it is. Lesson 1.
Women like jerks. What they're called jerks. Donald Trump is our president. You can like him or dislike him, whatever you, but a significant portion of the country voted for him, and a lot of women. Women like that kind of behavior. It is hard for a lot of, if you were born after 1970, that is hard to accept because we were raised in a generation of equal rights. But you got to learn it. But at least for me and a lot of other guys, we got a chance to do some infield experiments on this stuff. So when I went to high school, when I went to college, I just let it all hang out.
See, I'm going to say this, man. For Kevin, I think his situation was a little bit different because I think that he started to catch on a little bit earlier. See, in high school, I had 2 different girlfriends, and I was pretty much in a relationship for the majority part of me being in high school. So I pretty much had the shades on, you know what I mean? The blockers, pretty much blinded by everything. It was, a certain type of behavior, and I don't know, man. I will say this: I definitely wasn't in the position we're running into, some of those, because I would never say that I was a pushover. I may have been like somewhat of a simp, but I've never been any type of anybody's pushover. Like, nah, fam, we not having that, man. We not having that. I had already kind of developed a little bit of respect for myself in middle school. So yeah, I wasn't having.
I had a girlfriend in high school who I turned around and simped for. So you was either simping or pimping. It was either one or the other. I went to college, and man, I was the biggest hoe on campus. They used to call me Hoven, Hoven.
I can't relate to that, though.
Why? Because he had all the hoes. Chicks that I would smash, and I was a dog. I mean, I was a player. I would tell her, look here, I'm not into no relationship. I ain't looking for no girlfriend. I just want to have some fun. If you're ready to do that, cool. If not, you need to go ahead and bounce.
And there is absolutely nothing with being straightforward, being open, and being honest from the jump. So you know exactly what it is that you're getting. So don't get upset when, I'm saying you may not like the way that I'm moving, but I've already told you from the jump.
Here's what ended up happening. They'd want to come over my room for tutoring. So I tutor them. I tutored the hell out of them. Then what would happen? They would go back and tell their friends. He put it down.
Women
Guess what?
Well,
their friends would want to come by too. Yes, women. Women like sex.
Absolutely.
They like it more than we do.
Absolutely.
That's a video for it.
Absolutely. Cannot get enough, man. They can't get enough of it, dog, for real. If you got the right equipment, let me tell you something, man. You can't beat them off with a stick. I promise you.
Another day. But a
Oh,
lot of the stuff men have been told was
Still.
wrong. Nice guys finish last. I've been a nice guy. Every time I was a nice guy, I finished beyond last. I never even finished. When I was just a guy who just said, forget it, I'ma just be this, I'ma just be a jerk,
They
a
love it.
cocky, intelligent, arrogant, or when I was a CIA, the most success I've ever had with women. And that has been consistent from teenage to now. Right now, so I've had people ask me, where are your women at? Where are your women at? I got more than I can shake a stick at, but can't none of them hold me because I am busy doing this and I'm busy with my business.
Yeah.
They love that.
And as a man, you should always be on your purpose, and you should always technically be busy. Like, you should be using your time to hopefully, gain more money, more resources, especially at a young age. There is no reason why you should be sitting on your freaking hands, man. Now, that's some things that I honestly do know. If you're just sitting around the house and only thing you're doing is entertaining that young lady, let me tell you something, player. It's gonna get old real quick.
So how do you do it? First off, you got to understand something. You got to undo your programming. You got to undo your programming, guys, because we've been programmed to think, hold the door open for women, be chivalrous. Women don't want all that. Number two, you can't take advice from married people. Married people are living a completely different life. That don't mean that they're bad. They're living a completely different life. Single people and married people have different motivations and different everything else. A married man is going to tell you different things because he has a wife. Women are the same. Women are the same. If you don't think, here's the thing, a lot of this stuff, even listening to it, some guys are thinking, man, that sounds harsh or rude or sexist. That's what we've been programmed. That's what we've been taught. We've been told that a man, being assertive, saying, approaching a woman, being straight up direct is a callous, arrogant thing to do. Well, guess what?
I'm trying to figure out why he's looking up at the ceiling, man. Maybe he's trying not to look at the comments. I will say that will kind of throw me off too, man. If I'm looking down or whatever, if I keep looking at what's in the what's the name, I could easily get distracted. I don't know. This is him early on, though.
I got more women that way than trying to be their friend. Anything else? When I would just walk up to a chick and say, look, I'm trying to go home with you tonight. What's up? After they get over the initial shock that somebody said that to them, you know what ended up happening? I went home with him that night. Put it down on her like she never had to put down on it before. Guess what? I didn't take her number. I gave her mine. Because I ain't going to call you and chase you. All this stuff is probably counter to your programming. They called you.
Mm-hmm.
They want you. Guys, we have to sit back and learn to reassert our manhood. And this is not a bad thing. This is actually a good thing. Let me just get to the personal aspects of this. When guys are acting like men, my grades were better. I was performing better at work. My relationships are better. Testosterone was up because even your sense of manhood is fulfilled. When we are the nice guy, simpish acting, weak beta males, no man feels good being that way. That's why I say you can't listen to married men, because a lot of married men are beta male.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to hear it. But if you live by the term happy wife, happy life.
I was wondering when the heck that was going to come up in this freaking stream, man. Good grief. Happy wife, happy life, boy. I'm going to be honest with you. That honestly it always rubbed me the wrong way. Happy wife, happy life. Like, even when people used to say, I just kind of like, why can't both of y'all be happy? Like, what's going on, man?
Like I did. I was a beta male in a marriage because that's what I was told and taught to be. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I ended up getting divorced because
All right, he's gonna break. I think he's gonna break down. I haven't seen this part. I think he'll break down his marriage.
Yeah, that's 75% of divorces are filed by women. We've already went down the stats. Women don't want these things. So what I will do is I'm going to open it up for a few questions. Bottom line is this, guys.
Here we go.
Women want guys who are confident. Women want guys who are self-assured. Women want guys borderline arrogant. I'm saying borderline, but they really do. They want arrogance. They want you to be cocky. They would rather you come up and say, I'm trying to get them draws. And you worry about, I'm not going to say that. A woman slapped me in the face. When was the last time you ever seen a woman slap somebody in the face?
Besides TV?
She ain't going to slap you in the face. She probably going to start getting moist. That's the point. You know, one time when I was in college, I let a bunch of sorority girls use my condo. And they had a sleepover. 40 sorority girls.
What? What the hell? I'm tripping on. Okay, he said when he was in college, he had a condo. And in that condo, you had 40 sorority girls. Man, good grief. Salute, brother. Salute, man. That's crazy.
From 3 different schools came over and used my condo.
That's crazy.
I was upstairs in my bedroom for a night. They had it for the entire. I heard those women talking about men. And it was the first time since I was with my mom and her sisters. And I heard women talking about men.
And I actually used to try to stay up late. It was 6 of us in the household. And we used to have to go to bed. Of course, my mom brought her friends over, all women. They used to sit around and just play cards. And I would be the one that would actually like stay up and have my doggone ear to the door, like trying to listen to what they were talking about. And they used to always, I'm not going to say always, but 98% of the time talk about men.
Women are far dirtier than we ever want to. We want to imagine them as these sweet, pure, innocent little creatures. Women are dirty, nasty, filthy. They like it raw. They was talking about sizes, shapes, colors, textures, taste. They get popcorn. This movie 50 Shades of Grey. Why is it so popular? A woman wants a man to take control and dominate. Yes. It was a
Let me be honest, I never watched that movie, man. I never watched 50 Shades of Grey. I couldn't
complete twist for me. The first time a pretty girl approached me, I ran away.
Wow.
The prettiest girl transferred to our school. All the dudes trying to get her. I'm an attractive guy. She wanted me. I was younger, a year younger. I didn't know what to do around a pretty girl. She came and sat by me. I was so intimidated. I saw all the other guys mad. I ran away. That was before the whole simp story. But guess what? As I really learned how to be a guy and what women wanted and how to be and how to stand on my own and do what I needed to do, even at that young age, life became so much better.
Bam. All right, guys. So we're about halfway through right now, man. And he's basically just breaking. Well, I guess we're maybe about 4 or 5 minutes from being halfway done. But it's so crazy that this is his first live. And he's like basically giving people like his backstory before, his channel like really takes off like that. That's crazy.
Here's what ends up happening. When a guy goes like that and self-actualizes, society does what it's going to do to basically get you back to say, oh, don't do that. Go back to being the nice guy. Because nice guys, they can control. Nice guys, we can go ahead and get you to get married and have a white picket fence and producing all the resources and all the other kind of stuff. And, that's a whole thing for another time. So I get guys all the time asking me how to be more self-assured. A lot of the questions come down to guys really not being sure of themselves. A lot of men just aren't sure of themselves because most of us have had the men.
Yeah, there you go. There go to Kevin Samuel glasses. That's what I'm looking for. I guess those other friends is more of a stylish type of thing. These are These is reading glasses. Stop.
The male ego beat out of us, or educated out of us, or tamped down to where we question ourselves and doubt ourselves. To where if you like a woman or a young lady, you're made to feel intimidated or for some reason unsure. Like, I'm going to a dance. What should I do? Or what should I say? How do I get them to like me? The odds are in your favor, even as a young guy. A woman is at her peak of hotness when she's in her teens. A woman peaks at 25. So they got from 14 to 25. And for 14 to 25, we're at the inverse. So it's an inversely proportional relationship. Pew, pew. But when I started walking around thinking and believing that I was the man, that you were lucky that I'm spending time with you, you lucky that I chose you to even talk to, I had more women than I knew what to do with. Now, now here's the thing.
It's so crazy though. I used to ask myself, like, why is the world like that? Like, why are people like that? Like, why does it take a man to have to be that way? Then I started to look at it like, well, if a man is just being a man, he's being the person that he should be, then the world around him is going to operate how it should operate. And I was like, yo, okay, that makes sense.
Some guys may think that's not anything to strive for. It's not so much as something to strive for. It's something that as a guy, you need to know about yourself. Because I've said it before, manhood is under general assault. It's under general assault. And men acting like men doing men's things is really frowned upon. So if you're a young guy, if you're a young guy, if you're not married, if you're a young guy in your teens, if you're in your early 20s, especially if you've never been married, understand something. You are the prize. You are the prize, especially right now. If you're in a relationship,
I'm gonna say those guys that you got to do the work. You have to put in the work, man. Young guys, if you're putting in the work, you know what I'm saying, as far as leveling up physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, then yes, absolutely you are. But we have to earn our way into being a quote unquote prize. Women are just born that way, like naturally. You have those young ladies out there that have that natural beauty. All right. But guys, you have to work to become what he calls the prize.
And unless you can 100% say you are the man in that relationship and your girlfriend, wife, significant other, whatever, is really supporting you, it's hard to feel completely like a man should feel.
You're not, man. Honestly, I'm not even going to say it's hard. You're not going to feel like a man until you are able to stand on your own 2 feet. That's why I say you have to work. You have to. There is no excuses. If you are a man, you have to earn your keep. You have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Regardless of what that young lady is doing, like, trust me, the women, they going to be good regardless. There are so many different programs. The government going to always look out for them. The government going to take care of them. But as a man, nobody is coming to save you. All right? Understand that.
The issue is most guys have never felt that. So we don't even understand it. So, when you hear guys saying some of the things I say just right now, some guys is going to scratch like a raw nerve, like, oh, that's chauvinist. That's old school. That sounds like a caveman. Let me tell you something. there's a reason there's so many pickup artists and all these other kind of stuff. And I'm not trying to teach you any pickup artist tricks. You notice I haven't used one technique or anything like that. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying simply this: women like cocky, assertive. Women like men who are confident, intelligent, assertive, know what they want, not afraid to go get it. Tell a woman what you want up front. If you working at McDonald's, just tell her you ain't got to lie.
Nope.
Tell her you working.
Man, I'm right.
But ain't no man. See, we've been taught that women.
Don't be ashamed of how you make your bread, bro. If you making your bread and you hustling or doing whatever you need to do, hopefully it is legal, then you need to be able to stand on that. Like I'm at work. I'm working at McDonald's. I'm doing what I need to do in order to make sure that I'm good.
Want men, in order to get a woman, you got to have all this stuff.
You don't.
That ain't how it works.
Nope.
That's how they want us to work it, because that keeps us buying stuff. Women want men. Women like sex. Are you any good in bed? Most guys aren't. If you've never studied, if you've never heard of the book Kama Sutra, you need to get it.
Bam, there it is right there. The first book he just recommended for everybody, Kama Sutra. I've heard of it. I haven't read it, but I want to say I have heard of it. I've heard people reference it more than once, honestly.
You need to read it. If you've never studied female anatomy, you need to go study. If you don't know where the clitoris is, if you don't know what a G-spot is, if you don't know how to make a woman reach to the point of orgasm.
I don't think that I've had any issues with that, but I can identify all those things that he just said, and it's because I actually spoke and talked to women about this. So but definitely I do want to check that book out. Let me tell you something. They do not want me to gain any more knowledge behind this thing, man. Let me leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone.
You need to learn. Men need to learn about sex.
You telling the truth though,
because women learn about it. And knowing how to.
Some of those young ladies, you still got a couple of chicks out there that still use their teeth. All right.
To pleasure a woman is part of being a man.
I agree.
I think it's a significant part of being a man. But we don't talk about this kind of stuff because it can seem, outside of this little space right here, it can seem, and think about it right now. If there were women around here, if I was out of Starbucks, how many people would be looking at me like I'm crossways? Like, what is he talking about? Ooh, that's disgusting. Young man, understand. It is not disgusting. Women enjoy sex. Women want sex. A woman wants sex with you, especially sexually liberated and having a choice. So you better learn how to do it. Take precautions, protect yourself. Don't go out and make a bunch of babies. But you will do far better with women if you just approach them and tell them what you want. And then let her decide whether or not she wants you. Now, here's the thing. If that woman don't want to be bothered with you, fine. You may not be her type.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a preference.
Absolutely.
But that's the point. You may not be her type. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But sooner or later, you're going to get to somebody who's like, okay, I'm cool. I'm down with that.
I'll rock with it. Absolutely.
Is that a bad thing? No, it's just a thing.
And I'm going to tell you right mother flipping now, man. It is so crazy, like growing up in high school and stuff. There was a few young ladies that I felt like I was attracted to. I was like, yo, man, just look at I've never approached. I don't even think to this day I've actually approached a young lady. But I was just thinking, I was like, yo, like, I feel like her and I would freaking vibe. Fast forward to, let's just say about 10 years later, man. And just seeing this young lady, or even back then, the mindset of those women that I was, or those young ladies that I was attracted to. I was like, yo, bro, most of the time, fellas, you be done dodge a bullet, for real. I promise you. Be thankful and be grateful that some of those young ladies are not looking in your direction, because you do not want some of the headaches that come along with that. I promise you. That's why I always stuck with the smart, the intelligent young women, man, instead of them. I ain't gonna say it, but them other type of chicks, man.
Let me go ahead and see what kind of questions we got.
Wait, did I pause it? My fault, y'all. My bad. Oh, Kevin, you stuck. Oh,
Huh? Don't be nice to these. Yeah, you see, yeah, don't. You can't be nice. Well, here's the thing: you can be nice, but you want to be nice. Nice guys finish last. You want to be nice. Why? Anybody that says I'm gonna be nice or be friends or whatever, I'm gonna ask you why. Why do you have to be nice to get with a woman? If your ultimate goal is to get with, are you trying to get with that woman to have sex? Are you trying to get with that woman to make your girlfriend or your wife? This is bull crap that women want to marry their best friend. Women want to marry a man that they're sexually attracted to.
facts.
Women,
Right.
see, and here's the thing, women can want men for different reasons. She may want to be with you because you're her best friend, but she gonna have somebody on the side that can make her orgasm.
That's why men, young men especially, need to understand that women are hypergamous, right? They want the best available option. This is why men, you do not need to take your foot off of that doggone gas. You need to be constantly working on yourself, reinventing yourself each and every day. This is why I talk about I am extremely obsessed with improvement, not just for women, but just for myself. All right. I want to make sure that I'm getting better each and every day, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. These are the things that you need to be working on as a man. Scratch the women for a second. As a man, you should want to get better in all of these areas each and every day in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And those women are going to see that and they're going to try to align with you. All right. Don't think for a second that it's okay to just coast it now. No, you need to be trying to improve yourself every single day. They want the best available option. All right.
You better be the man that learns how to do that.
What did you say?
And that is hard for a lot of guys to hear because we have never been told to assert ourselves. More, we've been told anything else to not assert ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sex is not a physical act. It's a mental act at first.
Yep.
I mean, since we're talking about it, do you know how to talk dirty to a woman? Do you know how to... Sex for a woman happens in her mind.
Quick.
If you want to really...
Quick. I promise you, man. Listen. And I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging at all, but I will say this. I have pulled some very, very attractive young women that a lot of people would consider that was completely out of my league. Completely out of my league. I mean, like not even close. Like, what the hell are you doing with him? So mindset, man. You have to intrigue a young lady's mind. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Women are not as complicated as most guys think. All right. It's for some guys, it's extremely easy to grab a woman or catch a woman's eye. Get them curious. You know how they always say curiosity kills a cat, whatever. It most certainly can, man. I'm telling you. And with social media guys, like women, they put their stuff on display, or you just spend a few minutes around a young lady and she'll tell you exactly what it is that she wants. You see her interactions with certain people, certain men, and you'll see what type of men she likes. You know what I mean? Just pay close attention, man. When I tell you my sense of awareness when it comes to people, especially women, when it comes to people, out of this world, man. You gotta
if you see a woman and you want to go talk to her or get with that woman, you cannot go approach that woman like every other time Dick and Harry is approaching her Like with
Awareness.
every other simp story. Hey, how you doing? My name is this. Hey, how you doing? My name is this. Can I buy you a drink? Can I do this? Can I do that? Wah, 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 wah. Then a guy like me walks up and says, "You standing in my spot." What? This is only for the fly people. Why are you here? What'd you just say? You heard me move. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you're on my spot. Who you think's gonna leave with who? Now, both ways are ways to talk to women. Hi, how you doing? My name is Tom. What you come here?
Again, this is what I was talking about, sense of awareness. Don't believe you can pull that with everybody, man. Because I'm gonna say this. That may not fit your personality. So don't go out there trying to attempt something that you yourself are not even comfortable with. All right. A sense of awareness is not only, being aware of other people, you have to be aware of yourself as well. All right. So again, this may work for some people, but not everybody. You just got to be careful, man.
Often, are you here with your friends, such and so forth? They're being interrogated. She ain't interested in you. If a woman wants, the only way to get a woman to be, if you want to hook up with a woman or get with a woman, she has to be sexually attracted to you first. Right. That is the God's honest truth. And so I'm going to start making more videos about this kind of.
And that's where the physical starts. Image. All right. Image. Pick a struggle. You cannot approach a woman lacking confidence, dress sloppy, and you don't look like you're well put together. You're not good at communicating. You have to pick a struggle. And the less struggles you have, the more likely that young lady will be attracted to you. So you approach a young lady and your image, your appearance is on point. Nicely shaved, you got a haircut, or, you just got the fresh retwist or whatever, your mustache, your beard, your goatee or whatever is trimmed up, looking nice. You know what I'm saying? You got great skin. Okay. All right. That's a thumbs up. Now your clothes, what do you have? Like, what do you have on? Is it something that looks sloppy? Do you look dirty? Like, what do your shoes look like? All right. If you're fit and everything is tight. All right. Okay, cool. So you got that. You got the face, you got the appearance, you got the image. Next thing is going to be the communication. How well do you communicate? All right. What I talk about when I say pick a struggle. You cannot go up to a young lady and be lacking at all the above. All right. You got to have a sense of confidence, some type of confidence in order to approach and talk to that young lady. If your voice is cracking, listen, it's okay. You got to get some practice in anyway. You got to understand you're going to get a lot of no's, or you may get a lot of no's before you get a yes. But if you're going to approach a young lady, you have to make sure at least all of these things on point. So you got the best shot at getting that number or that social media, whatever you're trying to go for, whatever that may look like, whatever that is. You have to pick a struggle, man. Don't go up there lacking all the above. All right.
That stuff for guys. YouTube is doing some crazy things, banning content. And there's just some stuff that men need to be told. And damn it, no one told me. And I had to learn on my own. And I'm going to tell you, women love this stuff. Can't get enough of it. Let me give you a story. Oh, dang, somebody just busted up on Super Chat. Oh, Styler's Life. Hold on. Let me just see. I got a couple of Super Chat. Have you ever got a number because of the clothes or the fragrance you're wearing? Styler's Life. Yes. It has been, yes. The short answer is yes. I use everything to my advantage. I come in looking fly, smelling good because I know I'm walking in there like, I'm confident. I'm confident because I know what I have to offer. I walk in feeling like the man, so I act accordingly. Yeah, a woman wants a man looking good and smelling good, And then if you walk up and approach the right way, you darn sure gonna get that number. But here's the thing. I told you I don't get that number. I give them mine. And I tell them when to call me.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't call me when they should, and they decide to call me when they get to it, I'll pick up the phone and say, you were supposed to call me at 2. You need to call me back, and hang up.
Now,
if they don't call back.
Now listen. Linda, listen. I believe that is a heck of a mother loving strategy, for real. Because what this does right here, this is putting the ball in your court. Understand? Like, listen, I control the rock, and I love it. Honestly, I love that, man. You, especially the fact that you're giving that young lady your number, and you can tell her, when to call you. I mean, I guess that's cool. But you give her your number, you can hit me up anytime or whatever. And if she call, hey, I'm busy right now, but either I can give you a call back or you can call me back at such and such time. I don't know, man. I guess it kind of go both ways, but I love that, giving them your number and telling them to call. I like that.
I don't want to deal with them. But guess what happened? They call back. Not only is she gonna call back, she gonna call back anticipating, because she's gonna be like, "Oh, this joker just put me in my place. I got me a real one right there." Twisted. I know it's not what we were taught, but that's the truth.
Absolutely.
I had a fraternity brother in college. He's passed on now. He was from Compton. He and I were 180-degree opposite, in personality and everything else. I mean, honestly, we almost could have killed each other if we weren't in a frat together. One semester we had to room together in a condo. Now imagine rooming with somebody you don't like. I mean, on a personal level, he always thought that pretty mother, and I always thought this old ghetto, because that's what he tried to do. Compton was the big thing. But here's the thing. He used to get plenty of action, and I used to get plenty of action. We used to have to sit down at the table and say, all right, man, here are the chicks I'm messing with. Here are the chicks you messing with. We got to overlay our schedules to make sure our chicks don't run into each other's chicks, because if you messing with this chick, I'm messing with this chick, yeah, but she's friends with this chick. So if my chick is here, she may see this girl and go back and tell this girl, so to mess up your action. So we scheduling our women, right? Okay. Wow. So we scheduling our women. That means you got to come on the schedule. So I got one girl leaving. She drove all the way from 30 miles.
This one actually, I can see how this can honestly still work in your favor. If you got a schedule, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it or whatever. I definitely wouldn't do anything like this, but I can see how this could honestly work in your favor, because it's making it really seem like, hey, listen, I'm busy. You want to come over? This is your slot right here. I'm telling you, it works. It works for some men and some women, depending on, what you want the outcomes to be.
In from another school to Norman in ice and snow to get some of this. But she got to go when she got to go. She knows I'm kicking it with another chick, and I let them all know I'm on the schedule. You got to go. One girl was leaving, coming down the stairs in the condo. The other girl was coming in. She was running late. I played it off cool. Now, here's the thing. Part of me was like, oh, what's about to happen? You know what that chick said? Hey, girl. Hey, what's up? They almost gave each other high fives. Like, yeah, I know why I'm here too. One had a bag under her arm. Like, she was leaving. She got hers. And another girl was coming up. I was like,
yo, that's
did that shit just happen? I'm like, oh, snap. Wow. And that's when I realized, wait a minute. You know why that worked? Because I made that other chick come 4 times. She got hers. She was happy. And they knew what was up. They were like, shit, if that's the rules I got to play by in order to get that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm walking down. Then I see this other chick walking to school down campus corner one day. And she says something trying to be funny. And she called me Hoven. Hey, Hoven. I was like, what's up, Ho? Oh, man, she got the biggest smile on her face and blushing and batting her eyes. I'm in the bathroom. She followed me in the bathroom, and we hooked up right then. What in the world?
It's been some moments, man. It's been, I mean, nothing like that, but it's definitely been some moments, man, with some young ones. You just like, yo, what the freak is going on, bro? Like, what? Different strokes for different folks.
This is not what I was taught, but this is what I learned.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the time I was most successful in my entire interaction with women. Not because of the sex, because after the sex, they acted like women. When we're in this equality position and
You got to tame that thing, man. You got to tame that.
everyone's equal and all this other kind of stuff, you're battling for control in your own house. I don't do that.
Mm.
I start off immediately up front, asserting myself. That's why I said no beta males allowed. No betas in this. And a lot of times people.
Yeah, I will say that, guys. I mean, I understand, you got some guys that are out there living with certain women, and you got, some chicks out there, they going to hit that, you're going to hear me roar because this is my place. This is why I tell guys, you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Everything changes when you have your own spot and you're inviting that young lady over. The tables are turning, all right? You can either choose to get with the program or you can kick rocks. The choice is yours.
People can get it twisted because they're like, oh, you a pretty fashion dude smelling good. I'm like, don't get it twisted. Just like I got 3 black belts. I ain't got to fight you to prove I can take care of myself. But when I'll decide to open my mouth and say something to you, I'm going to get that mind if I'm interested in you. But you got to show me why I need to even waste my time.
There it is.
That is my actual attitude.
There it is.
And it is uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
It is uncomfortable because that is not the way we have been raised and taught to be. My father and I really just started having a relationship in the last 3 or 4 years. I learned he had this attitude and mentality. My uncle, the Mac, he was married for a long time, but he always had his women on the side. The more I talk to older guys and men older than me, I realized that this is how men have always acted, but this was not socially acceptable.
Mm.
So it was almost like I learned some knowledge that I was never supposed to learn. But it's like when I started, let me start over. When I did everything that I was supposed to do, nothing turned out right. When I did the things I wasn't supposed to do, stuff turned out right in relationships, and it worked smooth, and relationships went well, and women acted like women. Mm-hmm. Life was good. And I was like, well, wait a minute. But if I do that, I'm gonna be a bad dude. So I got to go back to being over here because that was my original programming.
And you oftentimes, I'm not gonna say always, you oftentimes go back to what you are used to, which is not a good thing. That's why we have to unlearn certain things. And honestly, like just sitting there, just looking back at life, whatever, I can honestly tell you guys, it's definitely a lot better to go ahead and bite that doggone bullet, man. Like, again, I understand, this is how you grew up. These are the things that you learn. This is what is accepted in society or whatever. But sometimes you just got to go against the grain, man. If it's going to be bad for you, bad for your household, and just bad, just overall, then you got to do what you got to do.
Well, guess what? I got relationships that didn't act right. So you go back and forth because you were raised a simp, but then you learn how to be this way. It's simping and pimping. Eventually, you got to make a decision to say what you're going to be. And ultimately, it comes down to this. Women like assertive, cocky, intelligent men. Mm-hmm. That is simply it. End of sentence. So if that is hard for some of us to understand, I know it is. It takes 7 seconds for a woman to know if she wants to sleep with you. It less than 7 seconds.
Right, right.
Honestly, it takes 7 seconds to form confirmation bias. Here's the thing, guys. We got 37 people watching. I know a lot of this stuff is crazy, but the guys in there who have gone through this journey and have had this stuff happen, They'll back me up on it in the comment section. It's not popular, but it is what it is. If you want to be in a successful relationship,
He said it's 37. I love that, man. He said it's 37 people in here. So his very first live, he had 37 people on that thing. That's dope, man. Growing, baby. Growth.
with a woman, you have to take the dominant position, point blank, end of sentence, and you can never relinquish it. You have to stay on top. Period. Cannot let up. That does not mean you have to oppress her or whatever. You just got to know she's a woman, you're a man, you dominant, she's feminine. That's the way it has to be. And the thing is this, they love it. I run into chicks that I knew from back then. They still want some of this. They still married with kids. One is a federal court judge, and two, I still remember back in those days. I'm like, what? You married for 20 years? I'm like, wow.
I mean, it's sad, man.
I tend to attract ugly women. It's pretty sad because people tell me I'm not bad looking. You attract ugly women.
Yo, man, look at his face, man. Look at Kevin. Like, what the hell? What does that mean?
I don't know what you mean. You attract ugly women. Okay.
That boy trying to.
You got to approach, Nikki. Ugly women, fat women, they've always had to do the approaching because they got less options. Women with higher sexual marketplace value,
you got to approach them.
They ain't gonna roll up on you. You got to go up to them. So that's probably your problem. If you're not bad looking, unless you're approaching women confidently, you're banking on the fact that you look cute enough, smell good enough, and you want her to step to you. No, you got to step to her. That's why you see a lot of pretty women with average looking dudes, because most dudes don't approach pretty women because they're intimidated or scared. What I'm telling y'all is you don't have to be intimidated or scared of no woman. A woman wants you. They will let you know when they want you. Pretty women just like pretty women more so, because pretty women get approached by fewer guys than we already think. They hear all the stuff all the time. So if you approach her with the truth, she gonna dig on you.
I will say times have changed though. Now they got the DM, man. They got the internet, so everybody doing this DM situation now. You
approach a pretty woman like this. Like I said, you're at a bar, you go to a club. Excuse you, you're standing in my place. What? You're standing in my place. What? You heard me? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, y'all standing in my place. I mean, this is my place. This is my spot. Why are you in my joint? That's already going to twist her mind up. She's already engaged in a mental tug of war. That's enticing to them. What is she used to hearing? Ooh, you so pretty. Ooh, you so fine. Ooh, you so gorgeous. Ooh, girl, I drink your bath water. Blah, 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 blah. You want to hear that mess?
Man.
What she want to hear is, girl, whatever. I'll take you back, blow your back out, pull you by your hair, and treat you like a cave woman. Shut up. One story and I'm out. So, in a simping phase, because I was raised as a simp. I learned pimping tactics. I went back to simping because it's hard to, unplug from the matrix. I moved to Houston. And I'm a member of a fraternity. And I go down, and we had one way of doing things where I'm from. I go down to Houston, and I got a fraternity brother. This dude is ugly as all. He looked like Shabba Ranks. Oh, this dude was just beat up from the feet up, but he was a cool brother. He had a game. That just shows you that. And this dude, everywhere he went, women was all over him. Dude looked like a burnt Dorito, but women loved him because he had a mouthpiece. We went down to the Kappa Beach party, and I'm sitting there trying to do the good guy role, even though I know the simp stuff don't.
Hold on, man. I had to pause it, man. Wait, y'all. Hold on. We at 41:30. We at 40. We at 41:30. Listen. They showing all the way out, copy. We're gonna come right back to. I want y'all to see this real quick. See who he's talking about. That's Shabba Ranks, man. Bruh. Boy, you wrong. Boy, you wrong for that. You say dude look like Shabba Ranks. All right, man. Let's get back to the video. My bad. I just wanted to go ahead and throw that in for a little rep.
About my experiences with women, stuff don't work. I had fallen back into simp tactics. That just shows you that this dude, everywhere he went, women was all over him. Dude looked like a burnt Dorito, but women loved him because he had a mouthpiece.
Hold on, did I go all the way back?
So,
all right, here we go.
In a simping phase, because I was raised as a simp. I learned pimping tactics. I went back to simping because it's hard to, unplug from the matrix. I moved to Houston. And I'm a member of a fraternity. And I go down, and we had one way of doing things where I'm from. I go down to Houston, and I got a fraternity brother. This dude is ugly. He looked like Shabba Ranks. Oh, this dude was just beat up from the feet up, but he was a cool brother. He had game. That just shows you that this dude, everywhere he went, women was all over him. Dude looked like a burnt Dorito, but women loved him because he had a mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. We went down to the Kappa Beach party, and I'm sitting there trying to do the good guy role. Even though I know the simp stuff don't work, I had fallen back into simp tactics. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there, and this chick walks by, and I was like, hey, how you doing? And she just looked at me like I had crap on me. I'm like, I'm looking good, smelling good, got my polo this on, polo that. And we leaned on the car, and he was like, no, fine. No, bro, you can't do it that way. You can't do it like that down here. These chicks don't want to be talked to like that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, let me show you how it's done. The finest chick I had seen, the Kappa Beach party was banging around this time of year. Finest chick I had seen walk by. He smacked her on her butt hard. I mean, it went pow. You heard that stuff all the way down in Beaumont.
Ah, dog. That's like one of them next Friday slaps, boy. How Uncle Elroy slapped that thing. How he slapped Sugar. I'm like, some damn clothes. Go on now.
Oh, I know she about to punch you in your jaw. Fine. And she's like, pow. Hey, Red. She turned and looked at him like, ugh. And he's like, hey, Red, come here, girl. What? Girl, you heard me. Come over here. I'm like, oh, my God. She about to punch him. I'm like, oh, we about to die. I'm putting all this power and focus on this chick. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is our beach party. He's a Kappa. We're on side of a Mercedes, but I'm putting her up on this pedestal. This is what I saw afterwards. What happened? She ended up walking over to him. He spit a little game to her for about 2 minutes. They roll off. He's like, all right, bro. Here's the keys to the car. We're going in her car. We're going back to her room.
Let me tell you something, man. It's crazy, but it works. For some people, it works, man.
Finest chick on the beach. He slapped on her butt.
That's crazy.
Hey, girl, come over here. And she left with him. And my butt out there simping being nice. Can't argue with the lived experience. That's what happened. So from that point on, I was like, oh, that's what's up. So I could eat. And here's the thing as men. We resist doing things that work because we want it to work the way we want it to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like saying, put on clothes that fit. Care more about your appearance. Up your shoe game. Wear fragrance. Do all these things. Do all this. Yeah, I know all that stuff works, and I can see the data, and I can get all the references and everything else. Crazy. But I ain't gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it my way.
I don't think that just goes with wanting things to work. I think that a lot of people are just lazy. I don't think a lot of people honestly want to continue to put in that type of work when it comes to, fragrance, footwear, frames, all of that stuff. Most people don't want to put that work in each and every day, even though we know that it could yield those results. You are more likely to get those results when you do these things. But again, I believe that a lot of people are lazy and they will continue to just live a easy and comfortable life and settle for the results that they are getting.
Because men, we're hard-headed.
And the only reason why I'm saying it is because I'm speaking directly from the heart right now, like for real. Honestly, man, I understand what all of these things will bring. But also understanding that this is a process. And real change honestly takes time, like real change. I'm not talking about, one day I got this on or whatever, and then the next day I got a suit on, and then I revert right back to that's not real change. Real change happens over time when you really get a better understanding for why you are doing the things that you want to do, and you continue to put those things, put those things that are required each and every day to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. So when it comes to, me dressing up and everything or going to go pick that outfit, like really grasping and understanding why, understanding what goes with what, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just going to somebody like, no, I want to understand everything that's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I want to get
hard-headed. We don't learn. Or we only learn the hard way. You hear too many guys telling you these kind of stories to understand. Look, women like dominant men, cocky men, confident men. It don't matter if you're working in McDonald's. You're working. You got everything to offer. They want you. They want it all. They want sex just like you want sex. Make it easy for her to be with you. It is simple as that.
Listen.
If you slap a chick on the ass right now, she's on the street, she calls it sexual harassment.
Facts.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree with you on that one. I see it happening.
I ain't taking them damn chance. I'm good on that, man. I'm good with the talking, the mouthpiece, and everything. But nah, I'm not. I ain't slapping nobody.
Too many clubs. It's all on how you do it. But I get the point. See, we as men, when I used to teach guys how to pick up women, because I've had a stint as a dating coach, I can teach all that stuff. One of the biggest fears guys would have, I don't want to do that because what if she throws a drink in my face or slaps me in the face? I'm like, when have you ever seen that happen? Well, I haven't. I was like, you see it on TV and on movies.
That become
but if I'm telling you it works, you gotta, what are you gonna do? Well, I don't see a lot of guys are afraid of success.
I agree.
That's why we stay stuck.
I agree.
Man, if you just wear clothes that fit, it don't matter what brand it is. Mm-hmm. Man, if you just wear some fragrance, if you do this.
I agree. Hold on, y'all.
That's why we vacillate between these simp and pimp, because a lot of us are afraid of success because we've been made to be afraid of manhood and our masculinity. But this rabbit hole can go far too deep.
Absolutely.
Suffice it to say, my uncle didn't have to think that way. My grandfather and them didn't have to think that way. That's why shows like Mad Men were so successful, because men were men. Mm-hmm. And we associate. That's why shows like The Walking Dead are so successful, because you see a society where men are men. Mm-hmm. Look, I know we've been told a lot of stuff, and it ain't my thing to smack a woman on her ass. I'm just saying you could do it figuratively, but you can't go upside her head figuratively. And when I tell a chick, get out of my space, you're in my space, I'm going upside her head or smacking her on her butt. I am asserting my dominance. I'm pissing on my territory. She's in my territory. If she stays, that means she wants to get pissed on. That means she wants to be with me. If she don't, she know how to leave. Women have choices. And they're not these dainty little delicate creatures who need to be saved by us. Have you ever been with a woman in a bed who sexually knows herself? She will kill you.
Oh, shit. Oh, well, they ain't showing out, man. They just showing out. First of all, they can't even handle all that, dog. They ain't gonna be able to handle all that.
So the smack on the butt? No, I don't agree. You mess around with some of these chicks, they want to smack you and harness you up. You better watch. If I can't slap her, how should I approach her? Ask her to slap herself.
Confident.
Even better. Yep.
Confidence, man.
You get her first you get here,
Mm-hmm.
then the body's easy.
Absolutely.
But that's a talk for another day.
Let me tell you something.
The takeaways from this, guys, are women like sex. Women like confident, assertive, confident men. Women go study the Kama Sutra, go pick it up, go understand female anatomy, learn where the clitoris is, learn where the G-spot is. Unlearn all this bull crap you will learn that you were taught to how to pick up women. Because if it works, I would love to interview you and have you tell me how being a nice guy, buying a woman drinks all night long, got you anything you wanted. Please, I would love to have that hangout. Come explain to guys how being a beta male works, because I've never seen it work. I've seen it happen quite the reverse, but I'm open to hearing it. Guys, thank you for watching tonight. I hope that was entertaining. Yeah, until next time, talking to you later.
Hey, all right, guys. So that was Kevin Samuels' very first live stream, man. That's so freaking crazy, man. I can't get on that. Switch that over. Anyway, but yeah, so like I told you guys from the jump, man, we're going to be doing a deep dive in this thing. Working my way up, trying to understand the importance of image, the importance of the ABCs, A, B, C, and D. All right, the importance of appearance, the importance of behavior, the importance of communication, and the importance of your digital footprint, and putting that thing into play. Like I said, we got a long way to go. I wanted to jump on here and show you guys exactly where I was in my journey right now, which is a beater, you know what I'm saying, with the locks or whatnot, man. We're going to hopefully make our way up to from that young man, jock, clothing, all the way up to the grown man standards, man. Starting to buy suits, work on those frames, fragrance, footwear, you know, being able to communicate and talk to any and everybody, be able to have an intelligent conversation, be able to articulate myself when it comes to anything. All right. This is going to be a long freaking journey. So Kevin Samuels has about 838 videos, I believe. I'm not sure how many of those are live streams, but we're going to not only be doing the live streams, but we're also going to be looking at all the rest of the other videos as well, because he is always dropping gems and information and giving us a lot of stuff that we probably didn't get growing up. A lot of that having to do with tough love and the things that your father should have taught you. But just like a lot of guys that I grew up around, a lot of us didn't grow up with our fathers. We didn't have our fathers, you know, in our life or whatever growing up. So this right here is going to be a major part of this. Kevin Samuels, all of his videos are going to be a major part of this transformation, along with the Alpha M YouTube channel, along with the Style OG, my boy Jeff, man. Again, one of the very first channels that I've seen when it comes to, you know, men dressing up or whatever, being in a nice suit. And again, learning how to carry yourself in a manly, masculine manner. All right. So we got a long journey ahead of us, y'all. So y'all just stay tuned, man. I'm gonna try to come with the videos as much as possible. I already got a hectic schedule, but we're gonna try to keep these things coming on the regular every week. Every week we're gonna be doing these videos. Anyway, it's time for me to get up out of here, man. Whew. Anything that y'all would like for me to review or any information that you guys may have that's going to help us along with this journey, because I don't want to just take it by myself, man. I want other people to join in as well, other young men that are trying to get some information just like me. Drop something down in the comments and let us all know. Maybe it's another channel, another video that we all can check out that can help us along the way. Feel free to drop that thing down below, or you can email me at katie'sempire@gmail.com. It's on this YouTube channel. Feel free to reach out, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Katie Production INC, or any type of information. But anyway, I'm gonna end this right here, man. Y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.